I use meme girl Asagiri.
I don't know. You want me to go first, or you want to go first?
Wait, can you spell that out so I can put it in the message?
Okay.
I'm gonna use this.
There you go.
I'm use this.
Wait, oh no, I meant the whole thing, bro. Is that just her name? I thought you said something else.
No, that's her name.
Okay.
I'm gonna use the skill that Arrow tried to use on me later.
L. Oh wait, can I still ping everyone? Okay, I can.
Oh shit! Do I have scans ready?
You just don't have to ping everybody.
All
right,
bro.
So, do you want me to go first, or you want to go first?
I guess he'll scale first.
You said I'll scale first?
Yeah.
All right, sure. Okay, magic. So, for starters, if I say anything and you want to scan for it, buddy, you ask for the goddamn scan. Got it, man? Cool, capiche. So, my nigga,
you're black, right? Bro.
My nigga Shiro was out here, and then he was like, "Poem, pop the reality marble, right?" So, something that you need to know about reality marbles: universal in size. So, would you agree that creation equals AP?
It's probably greater. Sure.
Okay, sure. So, you think that Shiro is at least universal off of this beat, right?
Sure.
You agree that all multiversal entails is just like, the ability to create or destroy or significantly affect, as Verswiki puts it, 1 to 1,000 universes. Or
sure.
fourth dimensional constructs. Okay, sure. Well, Lion King Artoria is millions of times stronger than Shiro, so she should like qualify for this tier.
I don't think creating what was it, 1,000 universes? Or blowing it up.
He created one universe, and then Lion King Artoria transcended them by millions of times. So she should be able to destroy millions of universes, or at least 1,000s.
I don't agree. I think that's just higher into universal. I think the gap between universal and multiversal is unquantifiable.
Yeah.
Wait, guys, is this actually on recording?
No.
Yeah, I'm recording it. It's cool.
So I heard that he's recording. Okay. Well, yeah, when I say universe, I'm referencing like the space-time continuum aspect of it, obviously not just like the material aspect. Like, this is a completely separate reality.
Well, I know that.
Okay, right. So, like, the whole inaccessible cardinal argument doesn't really work here because it's already fourth dimensional. It wouldn't just be like normal uni, it would be like uni plus. And then she would be like millions of times above that.
The reality marble, it's like you transport yourself to another reality, right? That's all it is.
So what he's doing, he's like BFRing you into another reality in which he created. So yeah.
I don't think that's the same thing. I think that's just like moving from one reality to another.
No, okay. He's bringing you into a separate reality, but the reality that he's bringing you into is a reality in which he created. So yes, he should still scale to it.
Well, that would just be like a separate what is it?
A separate space-time continuum, right? Yeah. A separate space-time, right? So it's uni plus.
So just like I don't think just going into another universe.
That's not what I'm using this game to uni plus. I'm saying that him creating it is what's uni plus.
Well,
but
no,
the hex aspect of it can be
on you just said uni plus. So
yeah.
Okay. So I can just be uni plus. Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Right, okay. I'm saying that Shiro's uni plus, and then Lion King Artoria transcends Shiro by millions of times, so she should be into the multiversal ranges.
Okay, just based off of that multiplication?
Yes.
Okay, I don't think that's the case.
Why not?
Yeah, because the difference is unquantifiable. You can't subtract multiversal into universal or whatever.
If I can destroy one universe with one punch, and then someone has 2 punch over me, mathematically, yes, I should just be able to destroy 2 universes. There's no unquantifiable aspect of it.
It would be high. Okay, it would be higher into the universal tier because, okay. Let me put it this way.
Let's just use the amount of force it takes to destroy a universal plus construct as X4, right? That's the mathematical representation I'm using to represent the universal plus construct. So Shiro has X4 joule output of energy. I'm gonna just word it like that. And then Lion King Artoria, or let's not even talk about Lion King Artoria right now. Let's just talk about normal Artoria. Normal Artoria should be at least 2 times stronger than Shiro, right? So she should at least have X8 force. What's X8 divided by 4?
X2.
X8 divided by X4. Okay, right. So mathematically, that's how much universes Saber should be able to destroy. Like, you keep trying to say it's unquantifiable.
Oh no,
Mathematically, it literally
on.
is just quantifiable.
Oh, you said universes. That's different. I think
What?
there's a difference
Okay, I'm
between
saying-
being on.
Yeah, I
Okay.
agree with you that there's a difference between Universal and Universal Plus. That's why I literally
No,
told you that when I said
I wasn't going to say universe and universal plus. I was going to say universe and universal, not universal.
universe.
Sorry, universe and multiversal. Messing
Yeah,
up.
I agree with you. And I'm not saying that Shiro's multiversal. I'm saying that
Yeah.
Lion King Artoria. Okay, so
we can have
agreed that by
we can have a character
agreed
that's
that
like
by definition
that's
that
like one.
all
Hold on. We can have a character that's like 1 times universal, right?
not
Um,
really no.
No. It's just like a hypothetical I'm making up.
Right, but your hypothetical doesn't correspond to reality.
Oh, I wasn't done with my hypothetical though.
You're trying to
Okay.
say that we can have a character that's 1 times over universal. That's just like
No,
literally just the same as saying that he's
okay,
universal.
1 times universal. Let's just say that, right? Then you
Okay,
take
so
a
what does that
character
mean?
that's twice
So
as
is it like
strong.
universal? When you say 1 times universal, are you trying to say universal times 1?
Sure. What's the threshold
Okay.
for universal? I don't know.
Okay, sure. X1.
Okay. Then you take 2 times that, right?
Yeah.
That's just higher into universal, not crossing
Why?
into the multiversal tier. Okay.
Yeah, why?
The multiversal tier is like crossing the gap between space times, right? With your energy.
What? Okay, why do I have to account for that if I'm specifically just talking about the amount of energy in reference to destroying 1 to 1,000 universes?
Oh, because you're trying to just assign like times 1,000 to a universal thing, right?
What? Okay, I feel like you're just missing the point. So I'm saying that Lion King Arturia has the energy output to basically destroy a hypothetical 1,000 universes, right? But you're saying, oh, well, within this reality, we know that there's like space in between space times and things of that nature, and we have to take these things into account. I'm saying I don't give a fuck about those things because those things don't have any relevance to the actual output of energy in reference to like, destroying universes. So why do I
I
have to take
think
these
they
things
do.
into
I
account?
think they do. I think they are relevant.
Yeah, I think that all crossing through space time is literally just a hex. Like, I don't think it has anything to do with AP.
I think it does because even like an infinite amount of AP wouldn't necessarily do that. That
Right, that's why
energy
I'm
would
hold
still
on,
have to
wait.
cross
That's not even
because normally
it's because
the
it's not an
energy would still
energy
have to
output
cross the
thing.
space.
It's because we know that materialistic energy doesn't have the ability to travel through space time. Because space time is non-physical.
Are we talking about the same space time? Are we talking about like the gap?
Yeah, the fabric.
Okay, the fabric of like a normal universe, or like the gap between the universes that I'm
Talking
talking
about the
about.
fabric of the actual universe.
Fabric of the actual universe.
Yeah, because what you're talking about right now is like basically the amount of energy that you need to like actually travel across like the fabric of one space time to another space time. I'm saying that that's not an energy output thing. That's just like a hack thing, like space time manipulation.
No, I think it's an unquantifiable AP difference. I think it's
Yeah, you
great.
keep saying that, but you're not actually saying why.
Okay. Let's say you have 2 separate universes, right? In order for them to not be the same structure, there has to be like some separation between the 2, right? You agree?
Keep going.
Okay.
Like I don't see the correlation that you're trying to make.
Crossing that gap is like the AP difference.
Okay. You literally,
Like
oh my god.
multiplying.
Okay, that point was actually really bad. Okay, all you did right there was just repeat yourself. You just said, "Yeah." So I agree with your first 2 premises. We have 2 universes. These 2 universes would have to be separated by space to actually be, categorized as different space
It's
time.
not like
I agree with
normal
that.
space though. Traditional
Okay,
space.
when I say space, I'm talking about like the fabric of space time, like the thing that we use when we talk about like these higher dimensional structures. That's what I say that's what I mean when I say space. I'm not talking about like, oh, you're taking up so much space right now, you fat ass nigga. That's not what I'm talking about at all. So like I know what you mean. But back to like the topic, Yeah, I agree that like these two things would have to be separated if we're going to categorize them as two separate space-time continuums. It's kind of like a direct entailment. What I'm trying to say right now is that the actual energy aspect of it that's going to take to like actually cross paths from going to one space-time to another isn't an energy thing. And then your justification, which was basically your
Okay.
last premise, is
It would
therefore
be
it's like
it would be a quality that energy has. Sorry.
okay, right, it's a quality, but it's not in reference to like the actual potency, which is why I'm saying it's a
I
hack
think it
thing.
does. Like, do you think sorry. Like even between like inaccessible cardinals, it's like a qualitative difference, not a quantitative one. Because
I
you
think
can
it
go
can be
into
both. I don't think that it's any of these things like inherently.
could be both.
Yeah, like you know what set theory entails?
Sorry.
Yeah, set theory just entails that one one set of infinity can just be larger quantitatively than another set of infinity. As it's just stacking lower sets of infinity on top of one another. But in reference to dimensional theory, we can also say that the quality of one infinity, you know, like a fourth dimensional infinity, is qualitatively better than another set of infinity, for example, like a third dimensional infinity.
Hold on.
So it can be both. Oh, bro, music.
Okay. Sorry, I'm back. What were you saying?
Was I talking? Yeah, so like you can just have like a quality of infinity, you know, like third dimensional, fourth dimensional, fifth dimensional infinity, etc. Then you could have quantity of infinity, like set theories, like Aleph null until that you can stack. Oh, I mean that's a good example. Set of all
Yeah,
odd
another
numbers
set of
and set of all
infinity.
even numbers, and then just stack them on top of one another. It's not like a quality thing; it's a quantity, so it could be both. Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be another quality the other sets of infinity don't have.
Yeah, but it's in reference to the quantity of it. The quantity is a quality.
Like in this case, sure.
Okay, right. So it could be both.
When referencing dimensional tiering, sure. But the
Okay,
language
right.
is
So it's
being
not
used a
inherently
bit.
quality. So what's the point? Like, what are you trying to get at?
Okay. There's a quality to the AP the universal AP doesn't have.
Yeah, but it's not potency. If potency isn't the quality, then I don't give a fuck because we're talking about attack potency right now. So prove that it's potency, and then you have somewhere to go.
That's potency.
Yeah. If you can't, then I don't really care what the quality is. It doesn't have any correlation to AP scaling, as the P and AP stands for potency, and that's what we're talking about right now. If it is, then you know we have somewhere to go.
I mean, I guess if you define potency as like bigger numbers, then sure, it wouldn't be.
Okay,
It's just
sure.
like
So it's not
there's a
AP scaling,
quality.
so I don't care about it. So Line King Artoria having like potency millions of times above someone that can destroy one universal size construct until that she's multi at least. So yeah, cool.
Okay, I guess mine would be like low multi for being able to scale above a character that's like 150 times. No, be able to destroy like 150 something time space continuums or whatever.
I'm sure it could be a multi out. I don't really care.
All right, fine.
Yeah. Well, now from here, I would just say that Line King Artoria just like one shot. She's millions of times above this.
Million times.
Yeah. I think our character's only like hundreds of times.
Want to go on to speed?
Sure. You can go first.
You can scale first.
All right. Are we putting a speed cap or anything? Like, what do you want to do?
Hold on. 1 second.
For you looking like a
Okay.
fool.
We didn't agree to a speed cap, so
Yeah, we didn't. Yeah. Do you want to
go
like
crazy.
have one or? I'll go crazy. Word. Okay. Lion King Artoria, as I said before, scales millions of times above Shiro. Shiro was actually able to react to plenty of Gilgamesh's noble phantoms from Gate of Babylon, Gilgamesh being the strongest servant within fate, as stated multiple times in both data books, guidebooks, and by Gilgamesh himself. And then from there, basically, I would just say Gilgamesh was able to move and pretty much just like, operate normally on this construct in the Nosuniverse called the Moon Cell. The Moon Cell being a construct that's devoid of the concepts of both distance and time, meaning Gilgamesh being able to move, I guess, in this realm would just be a blatant showing of him having a relevant speed. And then I'd just say that Lion King Artoria scales millions of times above that, so she should be like really deep into the layers of it, bare minimum. And I'll just start off with that. And if I have to go more layers, then I'll just go more layers. If you want scans, I can show you. Just ask me for which ones you want.
I mean, the void of time and space, and that's your reasoning.
The void of distance and time.
The void of distance and time.
The
Okay.
concept of distance and time.
The void of the concepts. Okay. I don't think that entails like superiority, though. Like irrelevant speed would be like transcending distance, as in like superior to distance.
Yeah, what do you think superior entails within that context?
Greater than, and not just like.
Yeah, what do you think it means to be greater than distance? Okay, right.
Hold on, you said the void, not greater.
Right, but you just said that you think that greater, and yeah, actually, what do you think greater entails in this context? And you just said you're not dependent on it. So if I'm moving in
no,
a realm
no,
that
that's not what I
distance,
said. I don't think I said that.
Not dependent on it. You did. The recording's going to show you. But if you want to re-elaborate, you're more than happy to. Like, you can go ahead.
Okay. What I was saying is that being devoid of time and space or being independent of it is not the same thing as being superior.
Okay, right. And I'm asking you, what do you think greater entails under this context?
Not that.
Okay, what do you think that is? Like, what's the X factor?
Being superior to the concept of space, I guess.
What does that mean?
It is what it. Okay. Goes beyond just being like independent. Let's say, I can give you examples where it's the case, but like, say, example, being trans-dual. All right. So
I think that's just showing the speed.
What?
I think that's just like a state of existence.
Oh no, but it would entail certain scaling for speed thing.
Right, but I'm asking you just for speed because this is just like an offshoot of their.
It would just be like it would just be like a demonstration of it.
Yeah, but it's a demonstration of it because their state of existence in and of itself is beyond distance, right? So therefore, every other aspect of them should also be beyond distance. So what I'm asking you right now is to show me an example of it just being speed, so it's like way easier and way more concise.
Wait, why does that have to be just speed? Like, I can demonstrate.
Right, yeah, because it's not concise. Like, you're not showing me that his speed. You're not showing me that his speed is beyond, like, the concepts of distance and time. You're literally just saying that his state of being in and of itself is of that. So therefore, any offshoot is of that.
Including
that of it being beyond the concepts of distance and time. Right, exactly. But that's not really helping me. That's not really helping me show you your standards. Like, I don't really care for this example. Just give me like a definition.
Say, being superior to a concept that space is bound by.
I'm asking you what the superior mean under the context of irrelevant speed.
Greater than.
Okay, what does that mean?
I don't know how else to put it other than superior or greater than.
Okay, so you're disagreeing with something and you don't even know like your belief is.
I was trying to like give you an example, right?
Yeah, but you don't even know, like, you don't even know what you're talking about right now. Like, what is actually going on? I
don't think there's another way to put it. I
Being
just
so
think it's you
fast
not
that the
understand.
concept of speed is irrelevant. Speed qualitatively, qualitatively beyond the concept of distance, exceeding the entirety of the speed formula itself. Okay, so if I'm able to move beyond the speed formula, by definition, even in character stats and profiles, that should be irrelevant speed.
Beyond the speed formula. Why is that the case?
Right, because do you know what it means to transcend speed? You know what speed is? Distance divided by time.
I know what distance over time is. But like
Okay,
you're
right.
just
So if
saying, hold on,
if I'm in moving, well, wait. So if I'm moving in a realm independent of both of those factors, both of which, when you combine them together, equate to speed, why wouldn't this be a relevant speed?
you're using the word beyond differently than I am.
You don't even know what you're saying. Like we just gone, bro. I literally asked you, what do you mean when you say superior? What do you mean when you say greater than? Because this is pretty much like the key thing to your definition, and you don't even know what you mean by this. I'm literally giving you a concise
I was trying to
definition.
give you an example because
Yeah, the example isn't really concise because it's just a state of being. I already told you that. I'm
it's a
literally
state of
giving
being.
you it.
I
I'm
don't think
literally
it
going
being
to the
just a
wiki
state of
itself,
being
the thing that
matters.
literally defines the tier in which we're using right now,
It
and it
would
defines it as
demonstrate what I'm
X.
talking
And I'm
about.
saying yes, based off of X definition, this is a relevant speed. Like I don't really care about your definition of a relevant speed that you don't even know how to define. I'm looking at a definition of a relevant speed, and I'm telling you based off of this definition, yes, my character is a relevant speed. To refute that.
Can you post that definition since you brought it up?
Yeah, sure. It's on character stats and profiles, one of the only tiering systems with a relevant speed on it. So I'd
I
assume
thought
that you
like
know about
copy
it since
paste.
you're talking about the tier. Look into yourself.
I'm somebody from like way back in the day, and then I left for a long time, and then I came back.
Well,
CSAP
yeah,
is
I'd
kind
assume that you know about the tiers. Yeah, I'd see CSAP.
yeah,
I sent it into
speed
your
qualitatively beyond the concept of distance. Yeah,
exceeding the entirety of the speed formula itself.
yeah. This is a more specific. This is in line with what I'm saying.
No, okay. Being so fast that the concept of speed is irrelevant. Okay. If my character's moving.
Okay, hold on. And then it says,
Stop.
Right
If my
after that, it
character.
says speak
Okay, yeah, we're getting to
qualitatively
that.
beyond.
We're getting to that. Okay. So you'd agree that the first criteria is fulfilled, right? Speed is irrelevant
Yes.
to my character. Okay. Speed qualitatively beyond the concept of distance. Is my character not moving beyond the concept of distance?
Not beyond in the sense that I mean, but in one way, sure.
Okay, what do you by beyond you mean greater, but you don't know what
Yes,
greater means.
hold on. It says it right
Beyond
here.
by definition.
This is in line. This
Let's go
definition
to the
you
definition of
posted is in
beyond.
line
Let's
with
go to
what
the
I'm
definition of
saying.
beyond. The definition of beyond.
Okay.
At or the further side of. That obviously doesn't work in this context.
Okay. It
Happening or
attaches the word.
continuing after. Right? That
There's
obviously
this
also doesn't work.
descriptor attached to it. It says qualitatively.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying qualitatively beyond, right? But
Okay, yeah, as in superior to.
to know what it means to be qualitatively beyond something, we need to know what beyond means. Stop putting like your weird interpretation on the word, and let's get the actual interpretation or the actual way that the word was intended to be used under this context. That's why I'm searching up the definition of beyond. If they simply wanted to say simply greater than the concepts of space and time, rar, they would have fucking said that. So let's just get the definition of beyond. Okay, so back to what I was doing before. It's obviously not the first definition.
Okay, hold on. I'll get it. I'll get it if you want.
I'm literally, bro, I'm reading it right now. Outside the physical limits of range of. Would you not agree that this one literally just fits the context?
Of this versus battle CSAP definition, no.
Why?
It's just like being outside of something and not being greater than it. Like you could be beyond Texas.
It doesn't say anything about being greater.
Like
it just says speed qualitatively beyond it. It doesn't say anything about greater than. You're just inserting the word greater because you think that beyond and greater synonymous. But I'm saying no, that's obviously not the case.
More than one meaning.
Okay, I'm literally looking at, bro. Okay, you're just Ed. Okay, I literally read.
Yeah, and I've said multiple times that I'm using the word differently than you.
Yeah, I know you are, but I'm saying that your definition doesn't correspond to any popular fucking dictionary. You're being retarded. I'm telling you, I just read multiple definitions. I read multiple definitions. I explained to you why these definitions don't fit under this context, and I'm saying that the only one that does fit under this context, you just disagree, just to disagree. Like, what are you actually talking about?
Wait, do you think beyond can't mean greater than?
Oh my fucking god. Okay, generally no. So most
Generally,
likely
no.
under this context,
It would
no,
just
doesn't mean
depend
that.
on context. It's a fairly
Okay, I'm saying that I'm saying that by definition, no, it doesn't mean that. Obviously, connotatively, it can mean that, but I think that when you're making something like definitions, we're more so focusing on the description of it. We're not really looking at the connotation.
by some definition, sure, but there can just be more than one definition.
Okay, that again just didn't address anything I said, so we can move off that. You're just being really dumb again. Okay, so
Okay,
back
fine.
to what I was
Just
saying
be
before.
dumb.
Yeah, you're literally saying based off of some definitions. Right after I explained to you, yes, in definition we use the description aspect of it, but okay, buddy, I'm being dumb. Sure. Okay, so anyway, back to what I was saying before, I was like retardedly interrupted.
We're
So we're
talking
literally
about
looking at
this
descriptions of
irrelevant
words.
speed.
Right, yeah, we're looking at the description of irrelevant speed, and you're trying to say that we
Yeah.
should look at it
Yeah, and I was
connotatively. You're not
talking
making any
about that.
sense. You don't know how fucking language works.
Yeah, and I was talking about this this definition you posted of irrelevant speed.
Right, so we're
I was
looking at the
saying,
description of the
yeah.
connotation, right?
Hold on, let me finish. Okay.
Uh-huh. Go ahead,
This
finish.
word qualitatively like changes or transforms the meaning of beyond.
That's just your interpretation, bro. So show me that.
Okay. It says it right here.
Oh my, okay. Yes, I have eyes, and I read the definition, and I know that I read the word qualitative. I'm saying, why does that make it mean greater in this context?
Okay. To describe something like independent, you wouldn't say that. No one would. Like that just means like
okay, why can't it just be further? Why can't it just be further independent of in reference to fiction, where everything just has layers due to platonic concepts?
Sorry, I actually didn't hear you. I'm not being like a wise ass.
Yeah, that's cool. Okay, I'm saying under the context of fiction, where we know that concepts are infinitely transcendental and infinitely regressing, not in reference to like a normal set of infinity, but like the actual definition meaning never ending, right? Bro, my niece is a spaz. Hold on. Back. But yeah, in reference to what have I been saying? What were we talking about again? My phone.
Okay, we're talking about this irrelevant speed definition,
Oh yeah, the
right?
qualitative thing. Yeah. So in reference to fucking concepts in which can be infinitely transcendental and infinitely regressing, not in reference to like the mathematical set of infinity, but like the actual definition meaning never ending, we know that concepts obviously are like basically, as I said before, infinitely transcendental and infinitely regressing. So
What?
if we know that this is the case,
No,
then no,
I didn't hear you.
Oh, you didn't hear me again. Okay, slow down.
No, you were like jumbling all your syllables together.
I literally just didn't. I literally just said two sentences, bro. Calm down. Okay. So again, I'm gonna just say what I said one more time. Okay. So we know that within the context of fiction, things are infinitely transcendental and infinitely regressing. Do you agree or disagree with that premise?
I mean, could you give me context to that? You just said
okay. So something like a ball,
that...
something like a ball, right? Like the concept of a ball within, like basically not even just in one, not in reference to one set of fiction, but just like in general, right? Due to Platonism, which basically states that concepts are infinitely transcendental and infinitely regressing, there's no like highest form or lowest form of the ball. Like it's infinitely spiraling upwards, like the actual state of existence of said ball is infinitely spiraling upwards and infinitely going downwards as well, in reference to like the actual definition, not a mathematical infinity.
Why should I believe Platonism?
Because that's like the logic that we use when we're talking about fiction. Otherwise, layers wouldn't really be a thing.
Why would that be the case? Like, why is it necessarily?
Layers wouldn't be a thing, and we know that the fucking theory system literally like believes in layers.
By definition, I know. There's like scaling for Platonism, right? But you'd have to demonstrate to me that like Platonism.
I'm not talking about the scaling. I'm talking about the actual like belief and like logical system that they use. Like according to our logical system, something like how would I explain it? Something like layers into outerversal wouldn't really exist, as it would just be illogical. But Platonism states that concepts are infinitely transcendental and infinitely regressing, right? And it's obvious that when we're talking about fiction, we use words like, "Oh, well, this character is infinitely into outerversal, rar," right?
Infinitely transcendental
that we're using.
Infinitely regressing. Okay, what are these things?
That just means that they're always going. That just means that there's no true like there's no pinnacle of X concept and there's no like lowest form of X concept. Like it's just like a form in between.
So you brought up the concept of a ball, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
To
So,
put it back
like,
into perspective, you wouldn't ever be able to truly assert that this ball that we have within this set of fiction is the highest form of a ball. It's the strongest form of the concept of a ball. You'll never be able to say that because this ball or this concept is infinitely transcending upwards. And the same law applies vice versa. You'll never be able to say beyond a reasonable, no, not even just beyond a reasonable doubt, just period, that this ball is the lowest form of a ball because they would also be infinitely regressing. That's why we use things like layers. That's why this logical system exists.
okay, so you're saying there's this ladder of transcendences, right?
Yes.
So there's like a highest form of a ball, lowest form,
No,
or
I'm
what
saying that there isn't one
isn't one.
because of the fact that there's like an infinite ladder. The ladder is never ending.
Okay, what does this have to do with this irrelevancy definition?
Right. So in reference to quality, you would agree that quality just means like 1, 2, 3, like just numbers growing and increasing, and then decreasing and increasing.
Qualitative? Not necessarily, no.
Oh, it says, oh my God, that shit makes this shit even better. Okay, so it says qualitative. I thought that said quantitative. Okay, better. Okay, so qualities is just in reference to like specific traits that something has, right?
Okay. Yeah, and I
So the
might not
trait that this,
necessarily use a
so
number.
this would be having, yeah, no, I'm cool with that. Yeah, I'm not using numbers either, bro. I'm dropping that shit. I'm not even talking about quantity. I thought that shit said quantity. That's the only reason why I've been running to all that. I swear to God.
Bro,
Okay.
you said
So-
qualitatively.
I know I did. I fucked up. I fucked up. OD. Anyway, back to the debate. Holy shit. Okay. So yeah, it's in reference to quality. This makes the argument way easier. So all the quality is just a trait of X thing, right? So like, a quality of being human is that we have arms or having like sentience. A quality of being water, you can just say the trait of being water, blah, blah. You got the fucking point, not retarded. Okay. So it would just be like the quality of being beyond distance would just be the quality of being beyond distance. That's cool.
Okay.
Right. So your definition or the way that you're interpreting it, which would be like in reference to like an actual number of it being like, oh, like it's so fucking like enormous that it's beyond the concept of distance. That's like what I'm going against because I'm just saying the quality of it in and of
What is
itself would
beyond
be that of being beyond distance.
When
Being
you're
independent of it. That's what I mean when I say beyond.
That's when. Okay. That's how you're using it.
Yeah. That's the second definition.
Okay. So I think that the word qualitative can mean superiority and not
It
just.
can mean it, but it
Yeah.
doesn't fit within
And
the
in this
context.
context, I think when you attach the word beyond to it,
You know,
it would-
universal beyond mathematics, right?
beyond mathematics or superior to the set of mathematics we use. Yeah.
Yeah. So you trying to attribute mathematics to it doesn't really work. That's why I'm saying that my interpretation is more likely.
I'm trying to use mathematics.
Yeah.
Where?
It's increasing, right? According to your interpretation.
Increasing.
Yeah, it's so enormous. It's so great mathematically that it's beyond the concept of distance. No, that's not your interpretation.
Greater than. Yeah.
Right. What does greater than mean?
Yeah. More than superior. Okay.
Okay,
More
right.
than
So
superior.
right. And what does the quality of increasing and decreasing? What's that contingent on? Addition. And what's addition? Mathematics. So
Sure.
right, your interpretation contingent upon mathematics.
It'd be in another
saying-
set. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And I'm saying we know that. Yeah. So my interpretation is more likely based off of that.
No. Okay. I gotta get my words together. Okay. Qualitatively beyond. We talked about dimensional tiering, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna try using that again. So it can be the case that like a 4D being, right, is qualitatively and quantitatively above 3D being, right?
Right.
So
But the quality in this,
your
like I
quantitative
said before,
difference.
though, wait, because you're missing a very important trait. The quality isn't just like a normal quality. The quality is in reference to the quantity. Like when we say quality, all that means is just a trait, right? The trait can literally be anything. I'm saying that the trait of the fourth dimensional being that puts them superior to a third dimensional being is simply the quantity or the quantitative difference that's between the two.
Yeah, the other dimension, right? But in another sense, it's also quantitative.
What? I'm saying that. Okay, I'm saying that it's qualitatively greater than because it's quantitatively better than.
Oh, okay. Quantitatively in another sense. Like
no, just
you
like
can count another
by
dimension.
definition.
Yeah.
Yeah, like by definition. Okay, like you understand that like the quality is like an inaccessible cardinal, right?
Okay. Yeah. But let me finish this one. So
Go ahead.
the quality of that number you give to the 3D thing is like a different thing, right?
What do you mean by that? Like, I don't really understand what you're trying to say.
I guess I messed that up. So, you're adding another dimension, right? So that's +1.
Yeah.
Okay, +1 dimension, yeah. But it's also a different quality that the
Okay,
lower
we don't
dimensional beam
disagree,
doesn't
but
have.
you're just like misunderstanding what I'm trying to say.
Because
Okay,
even
when we
if
say
you even if you increase the 3D thing by infinity, it doesn't reach into 4D, right?
right, exactly. So we agree with
Yeah.
the premises. You're just like arriving at different conclusions.
Yeah,
That's
so
what
we're
I'm trying
just
to get
using
at.
words a couple of different ways.
No, because you're like misunderstanding. Like you're trying to like misconstrue what the word qualitatively and just like under the context it's supposed to mean. You're trying to like use the word qualitatively in a weird way to like kind of like slip it in there in reference to like the main topic. I'm trying to say that in reference to like a fourth dimensional being being superior to a third dimensional being, we both agree that it's in reference to inaccessible cardinals. So I'm saying that under this context, the quality, because as we agreed before, a quality is simply just a trait. The quality that puts it superior to a third dimensional being is the quantity. It's the fact that you can stack a hypothetical infinite amount of infinities upon one another, and it still wouldn't be enough to actually like achieve what the fourth dimensional being.
This is just me trying to keep track of the way we're using words because we're using them a couple of different ways. A couple different ways.
I just feel like that you're just using the word qualitatively kind of weird. Like when you say qualitatively, you literally can just insert anything. But I'm just trying to like
a trait
hyper focus on the fact that the trait is quantity. If we both agree with that,
and in the case, in the concept I'm trying to mirror here is that the there's a quality that makes one value greater than another. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, but under the context of the quality is that of quantity. So that's why I'm trying to say that under the context of what like the main topic is, which is basically irrelevant speed.
Of quantity. Okay.
Yeah, that's what
but yours is just 0.
What? Okay, yeah, I'm trying to say that hold on. So you understand that all quality can be just a trait. Under this context, quality or the trait of having more being greater than is the trait that puts the fourth dimensional being above a third dimensional being. We both agree with that.
That's a quantitative difference. In a sense, it is like a qualitative. I guess you could use it that way.
Okay,
that's
why
not
do you
really
think
what
it's a qualitative difference, bro?
What?
Why is it a qualitative difference?
Okay. Well, that's what we're talking about. Like in the
I'm asking. No. Yeah, we both agree that it's a qualitative difference. Like we both agree with that. We both agree it's because of an inaccessible cardinal. We both also agree with that. So I don't understand why it's so hard for you to agree that it's a quantity thing. Like, where's really like the disconnect?
Okay, quantity in another sense, right? And you can separate the way we're using the word quantity here, right? I could say I increase this infinite 3D value by infinity, right? Times a bajillion times or whatever. And that doesn't make it fourth dimensional, right?
Yeah, that's quantity. Okay.
Yeah, it's quantity. But like
okay, so the quality is
in another sense, right? I increase the dimension by 1 and now it's 4D.
So that's also quantity. You're increasing its number by 1.
It's just that I'm using it in a different way.
You're not. You're just saying that you are, but every single time I point out the fact that all we mean by quantity is that
I'm referencing a different quantity.
You're increasing its dimension by 1, so it has one more dimension. Boom, quantity difference. You can increase it by infinity, a bajillion times, quote unquote, and that's also a quantity thing. But both of these things are also encompassed by the proposition of qualitatively. So why are we disagreeing that quantity in this context?
What you're saying isn't even contradicting. Okay, I'm referencing a specific thing, right? That's what I mean when I make these distinctions.
Okay, right. And the specific thing is the number of axes. Like when you say it has one more axis, that's quality by your standards. And then when you're
it's another quality, but it is also a quantity in reference to another thing. Yeah.
Okay, so there's no disconnect. We're just so you agree that's a quantity, right? But you're just using the word quality. Sense, yeah. Okay, sure, that's cool. Okay, so to put it back into the perspective of the main conversation, back here again, irrelevant speed. It would just be, as I said before, for like the first ramble that I went on about how concepts are infinitely transcendental and infinitely regressing. It would be beyond, or it would be qualitatively beyond X concepts. The concepts in question being the concepts of distance and time, right? We both agree with that.
We're using the word. Okay, we're using the word beyond differently.
Right. Yeah, you're thinking it's in reference to like a number due to the fact that you're just committing a generalization.
Not just.
And I'm using the actual definition of beyond.
Not just a number. It's a quality greater than, right?
Yeah.
So
what's the quality?
The concept I was trying to mirror with dimensional tiering is that there's a quality, another trait, another dimension, right, that makes it superior to the 3D thing. Right?
Okay, but
So
that
I'm
quality
trying to
is
say
a quantity, and I'm trying to tell you that that doesn't fit under this context.
there's a concept that applies to whatever you're trying to give a relevant speed, right? That makes it greater than
Yes,
the distance.
that quality is the fact that everything below it is contingent upon the concept of distance, and irrelevant speed simply isn't. That is the quality that makes it quantitatively and qualitatively superior to every tier below it.
What is bringing things like below distance have to do with anything?
Okay, because you're trying to say that there's this like quality being outlined, and I'm trying to say that yes, the quality or state of being irrelevant speed, the entailment of that quality is the thing that makes it superior to other concepts. Well, not concepts, but other things that are below it, like a measurable infinite FTL, speed of sound, etc., etc.
But where's the superiority coming from? You're just saying the void.
Okay, right. It's superior to the concept of what you call time and space due to the fact that all this fucking speed formula is just a law, right? We both agree with that?
The speed formula is a law.
Law under the context of things fall like below it, not like a universal law.
I'm gonna go grind out work, he says. Look at this obese bitch. Fucking
I can
retard.
sit here listening to these two spastics debate while doing work. I cannot actively play Elden Ring while working.
I didn't say we had to play.
My bad.
Dude, every enemy in Elden Ring kicks my fucking ass.
Who do you see me like I'm on?
Me and nigga.
Magic, laugh again.
What?
Okay. So
I didn't
Speak
hear
again,
you.
Magic. Speak again.
I didn't hear what you said.
Oh, I thought it was silent for a second. I was scared.
Okay.
Indeed. But yeah, back to the conversation or whatever. So if we agree that the quality,
All right. Guess that's my dub.
1 second BOR GG.
bitch ass nigga, kill yourself. All right. So
All
yeah,
right, GG.
conversation. You said what?
I'm kidding.
I'm BD. So if the quality of this you're trying to like make some like weird analogy. You're trying to make a parallel between dimensional theory and irrelevant speed. And I'm trying to tell you that this like mirror that you're trying to present, which is that there's some quality that makes fourth dimensional greater than third dimensional, the same way that there's this quality that makes what you call being devoid of the concepts of time and space different from having a quality that puts you superior to it. I'm trying to tell you that this mirror doesn't really work because in reference to the
Can anyone hear him?
I heard him to the last part. Yeah.
Your mic was cutting out Midnite.
Midnite, you're lagging.
Yeah, I'll give you another shot, I guess. Try that again.
my fault. I got called by a fat retard. But yeah. So in reference to like the mirror, it doesn't really work. It actually plays into my point because the quality is the quantity. Like, what are you like actually not understanding?
Okay. We're referencing specific things when we're talking about quantitatively, right? So when I say something is quantitatively greater than another, I could be referencing a specific quantity, right?
Wait, say that again. I wasn't listening.
I could be referencing specifically one quantity.
Yeah, that could also be a quality.
Okay, yeah. So I don't think it's a contradiction to what I'm saying. It's just how we're using words differently.
God. Okay, bro. Like, okay, listen. So I'm trying to say that the mirror that you're trying to present doesn't work. And the only way that your mirror can work in reference to like the third dimensional and fourth dimensional difference, and then you're trying to mirror it back to a relevant speed definition, the only way it could work, and I don't know what you're not understanding, is if the quality isn't quantity. But you again, and like you just repeatedly admit that the trait is quantity. So like I really don't understand what you're trying to say. Like I don't understand how this is a mirror. I don't understand how this is like a debunk to my interpretation.
The trait is quantity. Okay, the quantity refers to something else though. Yeah,
bro. As long as it's a quantity, that's the only thing that's relevant.
Okay. I don't think it is.
Okay, because I'm gonna just explain to you why it is. Okay, so if we already agreed, right, that the quantity between like an inaccessible cardinal doesn't apply to like the irrelevant speed thing. Like you're not like inaccessible. Obviously, you are inaccessibly greater than a measurable speed being, but that's not like the trait that's being outlined in reference to like the difference between irrelevant and immeasurable speed. That specific trait that's being outlined is the trait of being devoid of the concept of distance or being superior or transcendent of the
Yeah.
concept of distance.
Quantity and the quality.
Okay, wait,
Both reference it.
wait. If that's the trait, then it doesn't mirror the trait of being inaccessibly greater than a third dimensional being, and then that's an entailment of you being fourth dimensional. Like, yes, obviously being irrelevant speed entails that you're inaccessibly above an immeasurable speed character, but that's not the trait that's not the quality that's being outlined. The quality that's being outlined is being devoid or transcendent of both the concepts of distance and time. So no, this isn't a mirror to my interpretation. It's not a debunk at all.
Fun. Okay, repeat that last part.
Okay.
You said like transcend.
What you're trying to do right now to debunk my point, you're trying to present a mirror. You're trying to say the trait of X, and X being the whole thing that you just went on about the third dimensional, fourth dimensional shit, like the quality and quantities and how you just use these words interchangeably. This trait mirrors irrelevant speed in reference to the qualitative, like whatever the definition, your interpretation of what the definition is trying to outline when they say qualitatively. That's basically your debunk. I'm saying that this isn't a mirror. When you say mirror, you're trying to say that these two things are analogous in a way. I'm saying that these two things aren't analogous because one is in reference to a quality, right? That quality being devoid or transcendent of the concepts of space. I meant distance. And then the other one is simply basically an inaccessible cardinal, which is specifically a quantity.
Okay, so when referencing dimensionality, the trait we're talking about is like a specific dimension or amount of dimensions, right?
Bro,
so the quantity. Okay.
Please don't repeat yourself again, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I am gonna repeat myself. I don't care.
Okay, I already
Yeah, what?
Okay, you're not actually responding to what I'm saying. You just keep responding to my point by
You
continuously repeating it.
I think you keep using words in different ways than me.
Okay, we already outlined that, but I'm saying that your words literally just follow. Okay, as long we already agree that it's a quantity that's like a numeric. Wow, like I'm actually so retarded. We already agree that it's like a numerical
I understand
thing.
it's a quantitative thing. I don't think it's a contradiction.
Right. Yeah, I understand that you understand that. You already acknowledge that. But what I'm trying to say is that as long as you acknowledge that, you repeating this point doesn't matter because I gave you a quality that's independent of quantity. And then it's not a mirror back because the trait or analogy that you're presenting, which is the difference between a third and fourth dimensional being, is a quantity. So no, it's not a mirror at all to the situation.
I gotta go anyway.
Bro.
Mag1c.
Oh boy, really wasted your time for 30 minutes.
That was pretty funny. That was pretty fucking funny.
Within that last 15 minutes, I could not feasibly